Anyway, here's what happened at Grand Central. One night last summer, I worked late at office. Now here he's going to tell that what had happened at Grand Central and how did he bump into the third level. One night last summer, I worked late at the office. I was in a hurry to get uptown to my apartment, so I decided to take the subway from Grand Central because it's faster than the bus. Because subway is faster than the bus, so he thought of taking subway because he had worked late and he wanted to reach his apartment in time, which was uptown. That means the upper part of the town. Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. I'm just an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31 years old, and I was wearing a tan gabardine suit and a straw with a fancy band. I passed a dozen men who looked like me. Now he says that I don't understand why that happened with me only. Why, why that happened with him. He considers himself just like any other guy, any other person in the city. He is dressed up in a very ordinary manner. He's wearing tan gabardine suit. Gabardine is a kind of clothing. Tan is the brown color, light brown color, which we call khaki in Hindi. So he was wearing a tan gabardine suit and a straw hat with a fancy band. He was looking just like any other man in the city. And I wasn't trying to escape from anything. He wasn't trying to escape also from anything. He was not thinking of the worries of of his life. I just wanted to get home to Louisa, my wife. At that moment of time, he was just thinking of reaching home because his wife was waiting for him. I turned into Grand Central from Vanderbilt Avenue. Now he's telling how he went into the third level. He entered the Grand Central station from this place and went down the steps to the first level. First he went to the first level, where you take trains like the 20th Century. Now 20th Century Limited is the name of a company, and these trains were available on the first level. Then I walked down another flight to the second level. He went down, took a flight of stairs and reached the second level where the suburban trains leave from. So he wanted to take a suburban train because his his apartment must be in the suburban area. Ducked into an arched doorway. There was a doorway. He just ducked. Duck means he bent low and entered that arched doorway, heading for the subway, thinking that it was the doorway of the subway, and got lost. And he just got lost. He got very confused. That's easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times, but I'm always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridors. Once I got into, now he says that it is very easy to do to get confused in Grand Central Station because it is very huge and there are a number of doorways and stairs and corridors. So he says that whenever he had come there, he had always got lost. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. Once he had reached Roosevelt Hotel through the tunnel which he took. Another time I came up in an office building on 46th Street. That's the name of a street, 3 blocks away, 3 buildings away. And he reached there through one of the tunnels because he had got confused. Sometimes I think Grand Central is growing like a tree. So because it is very confusing there, every time he gets lost there, it is very easy to do because it is very huge and there are so many doorways, tunnels and corridors. So this idea came in his mind that as if Grand Central is as if it is a living thing, it is growing like a tree, pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. All right, the corridors and staircases are spreading all through the city on their own, as if, like roots. There's probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about feeling its way under the city right now, on its way to Times Square and maybe another to Central Park. Now, this is a little weird to think for an ordinary person. And this was going on in his mind. He was thinking like this, that there must be a long tunnel which was, feeling its way, means which is growing under the city right now and maybe going towards Times Square, that's the name of a place, or to the Central Park, or some other place, like a route, like routes. And maybe because for so many people through the years, Grand Central has been an exit, a way of escape. Now he himself, in his mind, considering Grand Central Station as an exit point, as a way of escape. That means this is going on in his mind. Okay, maybe that's how the tunnel I got into. Maybe he was thinking about Grand Central being an exit point or a way of escape, that he got into that tunnel or that doorway and he got lost. But I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea. But what had come in his mind, he never told that to his psychiatrist friend. Otherwise, he would derive some meaning out of it, and he would say that, that it is all going on in his mind. It is his imagination only. The corridor I was in began angling left and slanting downward, and I thought that was wrong. So he kept on walking in that corridor, and he took a turn also. He thought that the turn he had taken was a wrong turn, but I kept on walking. But he kept on walking. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footsteps. So there was no one around, and he could hear his own footsteps. And I didn't pass a soul. Didn't pass a soul means he didn't come across anybody there. Nobody was seen there. Then I heard that sort of hollow roar ahead. That means open space and people talking. So some kind of noise you could hear, hollow roar, that kind of noise, people talking in an open space. The tunnel turned sharp left. I went down a short flight of stairs. It turned sharp left, and then he took short flight of stairs and came out on the 3rd level at the Grand Central Station. This was how he reached the 3rd level at Grand Central Station. For just a moment, I thought I was back on the 2nd level. For a moment, because heart in heart he knew that there were only 2 levels, so he thought that he might have gone to this, reached the 2nd level only. But I saw the room was smaller. But he noticed that that level was looking quite different. How? Like this. But I saw the room was smaller. That means the rooms were smaller as compared to the 2nd level. Then there were fewer ticket windows were there, and train gates also, and the information booth, the place for inquiry and all, in the center was wood and old looking. That means it was made up of wood and old fashioned. These were the things he noticed there. And the man in the booth wore a green eye shade. He was wearing a green eyeglasses, you can say, and long black sleeve protectors. He was wearing long black colored sleeve protectors, a kind of a piece of clothing to protect the sleeves. The lights were dim and sort of flickering. The lights were dim. That means it was a faint light, very weak, and sort of flickering, and they were the lights were flickering, wavering, burning unsteadily. Then I saw why. They were open flame gas lights. They were not modern lights. They were old type gas lights, open flame gas lights. That was why the light was dim and flickering. So he noticed all these things in the 3rd level.